Have you ever felt your heart suddenly racing, your chest tightening, and your mind spiraling into panic, feeling dizzy and scared you are about to faint, all while doing something as ordinary as grocery shopping or sitting on your couch? That moment when, without warning, your body betrays you and anxiety crashes in like a tidal wave. One day you feel normal. The next you wake up with a spinning head and dizziness, racing thoughts, and this unshakable sense that something terrible is about to happen. If you're a woman in your 30s and you've been hit with sudden anxiety for the first time in your life, you're not alone. I know this because it happened to me too. It was January 2022. I was 29 years old. I didn't have a job at the time, which already left me feeling uncertain and insecure. And then one morning, I'll never forget this, my body just switched. Almost like it betrayed me, Dot. My heart was pounding so fast I thought I was about to die. My hands were trembling. My breath felt shallow. I felt dizzy and disconnected, like I wasn't even in my body anymore. And the scariest part? I had no explanation for it. Nothing happened to trigger it. I wasn't in danger. And yet every cell in my body was screaming as if something terrible was about to hit me, Dot. That was the beginning of my journey with anxiety. And it was one of the darkest, most confusing seasons of my life. Maybe you're experiencing something similar right now. Maybe you wake up every day not knowing if you'll be able to handle the storm inside your mind and body. Maybe you feel scared to go outside. Or maybe you're afraid to be alone because you don't trust your body anymore. That was me, Dot, for months. I searched everywhere for answers. Articles, videos, advice from people who had been through it. I wanted to know, how do I stop this? How do I fix myself? How do I go back to the person I used to be? And then I came across a book that would completely change the way I see anxiety and emotions. A book you may have heard of, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Now, when people talk about this book, they often summarize it as be present or live in the moment. But those summaries don't really capture the subtle but powerful truth that transformed my life. And that's what I want to share with you today. Because this is the one thing I believe most people miss about the book and about anxiety. Here it is. The entry into freedom is immediate. Not tomorrow. Not after years of practice. Not after therapy. Not after healing your childhood. Not after fixing your life. Right now. This very second. Let me explain. When I was at my worst, I was desperate for something to make the anxiety go away. And most of the advice I found made it sound like healing was a long journey. Meditate every day, breathe in a certain rhythm, eat better, move your body, journal, change your thoughts. And while those things can help, none of them touched the core of what I was experiencing. Because anxiety isn't just in your mind. It's in your body. It's an energy that hijacks your whole system. So how do you stop something that feels bigger than you? This is where the power of now gave me an answer I had never considered before. I remember reading the line, "You are not the emotion, Dot. You are the space in which the emotion appears." And it clicked. I am not the anxiety. I am the one noticing the anxiety. It sounds simple, maybe even too simple. But when I actually tried it in the middle of a panic episode, everything changed. The fear came. Racing heart, trembling hands, that feeling like I was about to faint. And instead of fighting it, instead of analyzing it, instead of trying to run from it, I just noticed it. I said in my head, this is what anxiety feels like, Dot, and I'm the one noticing it. And in that exact moment, something subtle but powerful happened. The anxiety was still there, yes. But there was also this new layer of peace. Like I wasn't completely consumed by it anymore. Like I had stepped back into a space that was bigger than the fear. And that's when I realized the truth. Freedom is immediate. You don't need to wait. You don't need to work toward it like a goal in the future. You don't need to earn it. It's already here. It's always here. The moment you become aware of the present, you are free. Think of it like this. You're in a dark room. You're stumbling, afraid, unsure of where you are. You think you have to figure out how to escape. But then someone tells you there's a light switch right next to you, so you reach over and flip it. And instantly the room lights up. You didn't need to fight the darkness. You didn't need to study it or heal it or push it away. You just had to turn on the light. That's what awareness is. That's what being in the now does. Now here's the part many people misunderstand. Yes, the shift is immediate, but your mind will flip it back off. Again and again. You'll find yourself caught in fear, in thoughts, in stories, in panic. And that's okay. That doesn't mean you failed. That doesn't mean you're broken. It just means your brain has practiced fear for so long that it's wired into your system. It will take practice to keep returning to the light. But here's the good news. The door never closes. The switch is always right there. You can always come back. And the more you practice coming back, the easier it becomes. At first, maybe you can only stay present for a second or two. Maybe it feels like a flicker of peace before the anxiety pulls you back. But over time, those flickers turn into moments. Moments turn into minutes. Minutes into hours. And one day, you realize that anxiety no longer controls you the way it used to. That's exactly what happened for me, Dot. In the beginning, my anxiety felt unbearable. Every day I thought I was going to collapse. I couldn't trust my own body. But the more I practiced this simple shift, stepping into awareness instead of fighting the emotion, the more I reclaimed my life. And I want you to know that you can too. Because here's what I learned. Anxiety isn't a sign that you're broken. It's not proof that you can't handle life. It's not a life sentence. It's a doorway into deeper presence. A doorway into discovering that you are not your thoughts, not your feelings, not even the chaos in your body. You are the space, the awareness, the stillness underneath it all. And that stillness is always free. So if you're in your 30s right now, and you're suddenly facing anxiety like I was, please hear me. You don't need to wait for healing. You don't need to become someone different. You don't need to wait for the future. The entry into freedom is immediate. It's here, right now. Stop. Breathe. Notice. Say to yourself, this is what anxiety feels like, Dot, and I'm the one noticing it. And watch what happens. Maybe it's just a flicker of peace at first. That's okay. That's enough. That flicker is proof. It means the door is open. It means you're not trapped. And if you practice walking through that door over and over again, you will change. Slowly, gently, but profoundly. This is what saved me when I thought I was losing myself. This is what gave me hope in January 2022, when I had no job, no plan, and no sense of safety in my own body. And this is what I want to give you now. Because you deserve to know you are not your anxiety. You are so much more.